Hello CraftDee Family, and welcome to another tutorial by She's So Crafty. For today's DIY project, we'll be creating a look for less and making this accent window pane and a coordinating faux galvanized leaf wreath for your home. Now these pieces are inspired by items I saw at Kirklands, and I really love them, but the price, not so much. So I created my own version of these using items I purchased from the Dollar Tree. Now for your convenience, I've provided a list of supplies and tools used to make this project in the description box below. Now I'm really excited to share this tutorial with you, but before we start, I wanted to say hello and welcome back to my amazing subscribers and visitors to my channel. Now if you are a new visitor to my channel today and you love to create fun and easy DIY projects on a budget, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also click that notification bell so you will be the first to know when a new DIY tutorial is ready to share with you. So now, let's just jump right into that project. Now for this project, we'll need some of these long skewers from the Dollar Tree, 2 of these foam core boards from the Dollar Tree, and a sheet of this poster board from the Dollar Tree that we will paint and give it this galvanized metal look. Now the first thing we want to do is to print out the template for the window provided in the description box below. Now all we want to do is tape it together as shown here. Now we will just be using the outer edge of this template for this project. Now grab a sheet of foam board and you want to lay your template right on the top close to the edges. And then we just want to secure it in place with some painter's tape. Now once secured, I'm going to use this embossing tool to trace the outer shape of the window onto the board. Now you can use a pen or pencil to do this as well. Now once that first half has been traced, go ahead and remove the tape and the template. And then we're just going to flip it over, and then we want to align and overlap that inner line by an inch and then tape it to the board. And then we just continue to trace on the other half just like we did the first half. Now once you're finished, you just take a pencil and you want to mark the outline that you just traced. Now once that's complete, we're going to mark the inner line. So I wanted my frame to be a little thicker than the template, so I'm going to mark my inside about 1.5 inches from the outside line. And I'm just going to use a ruler to measure 1.5 inches. Now we're going to line those marks up that we made, and we're going to take that ruler and connect the marks to form the inner part of the frame. And here is our frame all traced onto the board. So now we're going to lay out our protective mat, and I'm going to cut out the frame with an X-Acto knife with a fresh blade. Now for all of the edges that are straight, use the guidance of a ruler to make those cuts. And then you want to carefully pull the knife along the cuts that are curves. And now that the outside is cut, we just want to redo this for the inside. And here's our frame all cut out. Now we want to grab that second foam board and we want to set our cutout frame on top of that board. And then we're going to take our glue gun and we want to apply some glue around the frame just in sections to adhere it to that foam board. Then make sure you go under the edges applying that glue to make sure we have a secure and tight connection. Now once that frame is all secured, we're going to cut it out following the shape of the frame. And now our double layer frame is cut out. Now I'm just going to take my sanding block and sandpaper, and you can go around all of the edges to make them nice and smooth. So now that our frame is all sanded, we can move on to the wreath. We're going to grab one of those centers that we cut out of the frame to make the wreath. Now I'm going to use a compass to draw a 10-inch circle, a couple of 10-inch circles for the wreath base. You can go larger if you like, but I settled for 10-inch for this project. And then once my outer circle was drawn, I went in 1.5 inches thick and I set my compass to draw another circle on the inside. Now when both of those are drawn, just go ahead and take your X-Acto knife and cut the circles out. Now once your top part of the frame is cut out, just glue it down on top of the other part of the board and then cut that out with the X-Acto knife after gluing it well into place. And then you want to go ahead and sand down any rough edges. Now for the leaves of the wreath, you can freehand your leaves or you can use the template that I've provided in the description box below. Just print it out on cardstock. Now you want to grab that sheet of painted poster board. Now I created this by spray painting it with silver paint and dabbing it with paper towel while it was wet. Now I'll put a link how to do this in the upper right hand corner of this video, and I'll also put it in the description box below. Now you just go ahead and flip that sheet over, and what we will do is trace our template leaf onto the back to cut out the leaves. Now for this wreath size, we'll be cutting out about 28 leaves. So first you just want to cut that leaf shape out of that cardstock. And then you want to place the template down and take your pencil and then trace that leaf shape onto the back of the poster board. And here are all of my shapes traced onto the back of that poster board. So now I'm going to cut these out with an X-Acto knife because it's quicker for me, but you could use scissors as well. You're just going to grab your cutting mat and cut out all of your leaf shapes. And here are all of the pieces cut out. Now to make sure that the fold will be straight and centered, I'm going to use a ruler and that embossing tool to create a crease down the center of each leaf. And now that our leaves are shaped, we can add the rustic accents. Now to do this, I'll use this dark brown color, this black acrylic color, and just a touch of this red acrylic color. We want to mix and blend the colors until you get a rich dark brown color, and then grab one of your leaves and you want to start dabbing it onto the leaf. You also want to make sure that you outline each leaf with this color as well. Then just finish up with adding random rustic details and let these dry completely. And now we'll grab the wreath ring that we cut out. We're going to be using hot glue to attach the leaves. So you want to start by adding a leaf pointing slightly outward and then hot glue it into place. And then you want to place another leaf on top pointing inward, just making sure that they're overlapping slightly right below each other. You just want to make sure you don't see any of the wreath underneath. And here is my wreath, all complete. Now for the frame, I'm going to measure to find out the alignment to place my skewers. Now the opening is about 15 inches, so the skewers will be placed about 5 inches apart from top to bottom. Now the inside length is about 25 inches, so the middle skewers will be placed approximately 8 inches apart from side to side. Now I'm just gonna make sure everything looks okay before I paint and glue the skewers on. Make sure you mark those marks and then we can continue. And now we're ready to paint. So I'll be using this white acrylic paint, nutmeg brown, and this pavement gray paint. Now I already started, oops, I didn't start my camera, so sorry. But all I did was make some brown markings with that nutmeg paint mixed with a little bit of the gray, and you just place that on randomly. And then I'm gonna mix some of that pavement gray with the white, and I wanna dab off most of that to make I have a mostly dry brush. And then we're gonna dry brush the accents around the frame. And then you want to wash your brush and you want to dry brush some of that white on as a final touch. This will kind of blend in all of your distressing and make it look more natural. And here is the finished distressed wood look. And now we can move on to painting the skewers. Now these will just be painted in the solid black color. Now that they're dry, we can go ahead and add them to our frame. So you want to grab your frame and turn it over to the back side. Just start aligning those skewers with the lines that you have marked. And then grab your wire clippers and you just want to cut the skewers down to size so they don't overlap the edges. Then just place a line of hot glue on each side and you want to press those skewers into place. And then you just repeat this process with the last 2 skewers going across. So once everything is in place, I'm just going to follow up with a tad bit of that hot glue on those skewers for good measure. And here is the completed frame. Now you can add your own wreath, or you can add that wreath that we just made to the center to complete the look. And here is the completed project all put together. I am just so in love with the way that these pieces turned out. Now this frame reminds me so much of old weathered wood, and those leaves really look like metal. Now you can attach the wreath to the frame or hang it on its own, like a hook, like I did, so you can change it out. I mean, this would be a great idea for changing seasons in decor. And it's so easy to get this detailed wood look. All you have to do is use some cheap acrylic paints. And it looks so realistic. Be sure to let me know in the comments where you think the best place to display this type of decor in your home. Listen, if you loved how this project turned out too, please give me a video thumbs up and share it with your friends. Make sure that you're following She's So Crafty EE on Facebook for the latest news, sneak peeks, and giveaways. Thank you so much for visiting and checking out my tutorial today. If you like videos like these and you don't want to miss the next one, make sure you're subscribed by clicking that subscribe button below and turning on that notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.